So our virtual machine is up. Let's start with starting the terminal. Let me zoom a bit so it is clearly visible. And on your left hand side is the instructions, and on the right hand side is where we will be writing the commands. Okay, so this is what Spark shell. So how do I start a Spark? By writing Spark shell. So Spark is starting. Spark is starting. So the Spark version is 1.5, Cloudera is 5.5, Scala is 2.10.4. Okay, so Scala is started. So let's start with this. The first thing, val a is equal to sc dot parallelize. Oh, I cannot copy. Val a is equal to sc dot parallelize 1 to 10. So what will this do? Anyone? So let's make it interactive. We are not doing something new. If there is something new, I will tell you. But let's try to recollect the things, and you can give me what it is. So what is this doing?
Correct. RDD of value type.
Okay, so we are
One
making
to
an RDD with a name A. Val means it is a value, cannot modify. RDD anyhow cannot modify. SC stands for Spark context. If we are doing in a command line, it means the Spark context is automatically started. Parallelize, we are making an RDD with the contents 1 to 10. How to see the contents of this particular RDD?
Collect.
Yeah,
collect.
collect. So I need to write a dot collect, a dot collect. You can also write collect like this. You can also give bracket. Okay, so uh, it gave me the contents. But what is this coming? So many things. What is all this?
Where
What is all this? Info messages, right? How do I turn off? This is my 1 to 10. How do I turn off this info messages? sc dot set log level. Do you remember?
No. Oh, no.
Okay. So sc dot set log level to error. We used to do always in the previous two sessions of Spark. So what this does is it won't show you information and warning messages. It will only show you the error message. So by default it is info. Info meaning it will show you all info, warning, error. We have changed it to error so that it will only show you the error messages. Okay. Val b is equal to a dot map x becomes x comma x plus 1. Okay, just try to guess what it will make. This is the value of a 1 to 10. It says that for each element of a it becomes x comma x plus 1. So it becomes 1 comma 1 plus 1. That is what it will be. Will it be?
It's
Yes, it. What it will become?
2, 3, 4.
1 will become for
Comma
each element this 1. It will take first 1 and make it 1 comma 1
1,
plus 1 2.
1,
So it will be 1
1 plus
comma
2.
2. For 2
Yeah.
it will become 2 comma 3. For 3 it will become 3 and 3
3,
plus
comma
1
4.
4. 3 comma 4. For 4 it will become 4 comma 5. 5 it will become 5 comma 6. How to see the contents? B dot collect. So 1 becomes 1 comma 2, 2 becomes 2 comma 3, 3 becomes 3 comma 4, 4 becomes 4 comma 5 and so on. Okay. Then going ahead, val df is equal to. So I'm making a data frame because at the end of day today I want to do a Spark SQL, and Spark SQL can be done on a data frame. So to make a data frame, we say val df. So we are not specifying data frame. On the basis of contents, it will understand it is a data frame. So what I'm doing, val df is equal to b dot, b means above contents 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6 and so on. So I'm making a data frame. I'm converting this b into a data frame. So I say b dot to df. So to df is a function that converts into a data frame. Some people call it function, some people call it method. Both is the same. So first comma second. So what it does is it converts the b, that is this content, into a data frame. Data frame is just like an RDD, but it is a tabular structure on which you can run the SQL queries. So we are converting into a data frame, and the field names we are giving it as a first and second. So we are giving the field name as first and second. So let's press enter. So this particular one will go into the first and two will go into the second. Similarly, this will go into the first, this will go into the second, first and second. In RDD, to see the elements, we do collect. In RDD, to see the elements, we do what? Collect. In a data frame, to see the elements, we do show, df.show. So to see the elements of a data frame, we do show. So we can see the contents of the data frame. The same contents like you were having over here, 1, 2. The contents like you were having here, 1, 2. This 1, 2 came over here. So it is in a tabular format now. Is it clear? Any doubts until now? How to make a data frame, is it clear?
Yep.
So over here we made a data frame using the integer values. Let's make a data frame now using different value string and integer from a list. So to make a data frame from a list, first we need to make a list. So val a is equal to list. I'm making a list now. Tom, comma 5, Jerry, comma 2, Donald, comma 7. So we are making a list. It gives me error. Forgot the comma. This is the problem if we write every time during the session. Okay, so this is my list. I have made a list because I have written a keyword called as a list. So this A is a list now. It's not an RDD. We are making a list. And to again make a data frame from an list, it's again val df is equal to a dot to df, and I want to make two fields. One is name and other is age. So what will happen over here is the same contents that were present in the list tom comma 5 will come into a data frame. So it will be more of a tabular structure. To convert it, again the function is 2df. And how do I see the contents of a list? Sorry, how do I see a contents of an data frame?
df dot show.
Df dot show. So the same contents that were present as a list over here, it will be as a tabular format. So list is nothing but a normal list which you are storing. When we talk about RDD is a distributed data. It can be distributed across multiple nodes. But when we say about a list will always be present in a single node wherever the program is getting executed. But when we say RDD will be distributed across multiple computers. Okay. So once we convert it into this data frame, again data frame is a distributed and it is a more of a tabular format, on top of which now I can run the SQL queries. So we have seen how to convert an RDD into a data frame, same 2DF. We have also seen how to convert a list into a data frame. So it's again a 2DF function. So once we have a data frame, we can probably run the queries. Now we are converting a sequence into a data frame. So we are giving the same thing. Let's do it here. So we'll be converting a sequence into a data frame. So you can see over here that we have defined a sequence wherein the person of a name is Tom and his age is given as 5. Similarly, you have a Jerry with 2 age, Donald with 7 age. Now again we need to convert this particular sequence into a data frame. How do we convert a sequence into a data frame? Same as before, as we did for list. How do we do it? Val df is equal to,
A dot df. 2df.
okay, val df is equal to a dot to df. So this two data for df functions will convert this into a data frame. And how to see the contents of data frame?
df dot show.
DF dot show.
Df dot show. Okay. So you can see the same thing converted into a data frame. Again, sync sequence and list are more or less the same. So in Java, you call the sequence as list, and so Scala you call it as a sequence. In Java, you call it as a list. And what we are calling list in a Scala, it's nothing but a linked list. And one is a trait, one is an interface, but more or less from the top, it is the same. So we're not going much into detail of Scala or Java now. Then we have already converted into a data frame. And on top of data frame, now we can run the queries. So step number 5 is to run the queries. Step number 5 to run the queries, we'll first register it as a temporary table. So df dot register temp table. So register temp table is a function. First we need to register as a temp table. Then we can run the query. So we registered it as a temporary table called as a cartoon. And now I can run the query. To run the query, it is SQL context dot SQL, and then the query is the same whatever you used to write in SQL. Select star from cartoon where name is equal to Tom dot show. So if I don't do show, it won't show on the screen. It will just execute. Give me error. What mistake did we do? SQL context dot SQL select star from. Oh, you can see that the spelling mistake. R is missing over here. Name is equal to Tom. So select star from cartoon where name is equal to Tom. It will show you only this file. So we are running this context using a SQL context, and we are specifying the SQL query, and we are fetching the contents from this temporary table cartoon where the name is equal to Tom and show. Okay. So how do I see the count of it? What is the query to see the count, total count of the table? What is the function over here for count? Is it count?
Count for
Yeah.
yeah,
So it gives me count as 3. How to see maximum of age?
maximum.
So all the functions are available here also.
Sorry, I missed something.
Okay.
Where is this cartoon table?
This one? Okay.
Yeah, cartoon table.
Okay. So once you have a data frame, like you had a data frame over here, you convert it into a data
Yeah,
frame. You have a data frame. So we saw how to
yeah.
make a data frame for everything, list, sequence, RDD. And after we have a
Okay,
data
okay,
frame, we have to register it as a temporary table.
okay, okay. Got it.
Then we can start running the queries on it. Okay.
Harish, is this the only way to create tables?
Yes, this is the only way, but we can also have our own schema defined. So we'll see after the session that if you have your own schema defined, then how to create. If it is an RDD or list or sequence or something, then you have this is the only way. But if you want to define your own table, you can also define by
Okay,
giving the schema.
okay.
Okay, so let's take a break of because next thing is all in continuity. So let's take a break of around uh 13 minutes. The time is 10:42 over here. 52. Let's come back at 10:55 after 13 minutes, 3 minutes at 10:55, and we'll start with making our own tables.